This is science. It's not, ketosis, being in ketosis and keto doesn't get you away from the science of everyday life. Hey there, Coach Devin here. It's Sunday morning. Haven't shaved. Check this out. See? Anybody who wonders and thinks that I don't have any hair? I actually have hair. I just choose to shave it off. That's the God's honest truth. I actually choose to shave it off. As you can see, I got lots of it up there. I haven't lost any yet. It would be very convenient if I lose some hair, to be honest. Make my life simpler. But yeah, I actually have lots of hair. I just shave it off. It's kind of like the Jerry Seinfeld, I choose not to race. I choose to shave my head. Anyway, the reason for this video, not my head shaving, is that I had a message the other day on a YouTube video, and somebody said to me, Devin, you always are preaching calories in versus calories out, and exercise, that's not the only way to lose weight. You can eat as much food as you want if you are on, in a keto diet, okay? You can eat as much as you want. You could go, you eat as many calories as you want, doesn't matter. And that's not true. And we're going to talk about that right about now. Before we get going, hit that like and subscribe down below. Please share these. The reason I make these videos is not about my hair. It is because of the fact that I'm trying to put out good, honest, real information. There's a lot of crap online. There's a lot of baloney and crap. I almost said another B word there. That is out there, and people unfortunately get lost in it. They get confused about it. They don't know what the hell, is this true? Is this not true? So I try to put out the best possible information. I've been a trainer for, 28 years, and I've owned a gym for 11. I know a little bit about health and fitness, so I try to get out good information. So please subscribe to this and hit that heart thing down below, or yeah, I think it's the heart thing down below. It'll tell you when I make another video, and please share these with your friends. All right, so this person wrote me and said, Devin, you can eat as much food as you want as long as you're in a keto diet. Now, what keto is you're in ketosis. So it sounds like a big word, but really keto just means you don't eat any carbohydrates. All right. Your carbohydrate level is under 20 in a day. It is challenging to get there because obviously there's carbs and a lot of stuff. And you have to get your body down to a point where you're in ketosis. And what ketosis means in a nutshell is that you are burning fat for fuel and not carbohydrates. How your body works is you burn fat and carbohydrates at varying levels through the day. That's how it works. Your body burns fuel in that manner. Sometimes you burn more carbs, sometimes you burn more fat, so it depends on your activity level and how you're doing things. Not going to get into a bunch of science on that because it doesn't really matter that much. You just want to know that you get it both sides. You can get into ketosis. You burn fats and carbs in different levels during the day. Carbs, when you eat them, will convert into something called glycogen in your muscle cells, and that's what gives you energy to move. When you get into ketosis, your body just burns fat because there is no glycogen and is no carbs. Okay, now, I'm going to be clear off the gun here. Keto does work. Okay, you can lose weight on a keto diet. There's no question about that. And the reason you can lose weight on the keto diet is because you are restricting the number of calories you're eating. Look, this is what drives me nuts about this. People are like, I can eat as much as I want in keto. No, you can't. You can't. It is harder to eat more calories. Let's be clear. It's much, much harder to eat more calories if you're not having any carbs, because if you're eating all protein and fats, you get satiated faster. That's kind of how it works. So it feels like you can eat a lot, and people think I can eat bacon and I can eat eggs and steak. It's so awesome. Okay, here are the two things about this. Number one, yes, you can still eat too many calories and gain weight while in ketosis. Your body may be burning fat for fuel, but it doesn't mean that your calorie level can be like 8,000 in a day. And we've talked about this lots of times. Your calories are your body weight in pounds times 10. That's how many calories you need to maintain your body weight. I'm 245. 245 times 10 is 2,450. On a day I don't do any exercise, I need about 2,450 calories a day to maintain my body weight. Simple math. If I eat 3,000 calories of keto food, okay, I'm going to gain weight. It's a fact. It is what it is. This is science. It's not, ketosis, being in ketosis and keto doesn't get you away from the science of everyday life. It just doesn't work that way. And let's be clear, I'm not a scientist, but this is what I've done for 28 years. It is what it is. Like there was a thing called, before the keto diet, it was called Atkins diet. Same idea. No different. at all. Your body in ketosis, going to lose weight because you were eating fewer calories. That's what it is. So the lady that wrote me and told me, calories in versus calories out, it's not true with keto. It is true with keto. Unfortunately, listen, I would love it not to be true for you. I would love you to be like, yeah, I can eat 10 pounds of bacon a day, but it doesn't make it real. It's not real, guys. It's just not real. I'm sorry. The other thing that you have to remember about keto is you can gain weight, just like I said. But the other thing about keto that you need to remember, and it's important to remember, is the fact that you're eating a ton of fat, quite often a lot of salt. What happens in those situations? You have problems in your arteries with things getting plugged up. Fatty food, not good for you. Whether or not you're losing weight, you can have abs and be unhealthy. It's a fact. Just because you have abs does not mean you're healthy. Just because you're lean doesn't mean you're healthy. Just like saying to a long distance runner, and I've seen lots of these, there's lots of distance runners. I've done a lot of races in my day. I'll get to the front start of the race and there's a guy standing or a lady standing beside me and I'm like, I am going to kick their ass because they don't look overly fit. From the eyeball test, right? They just don't look overly fit. And you know what? They get out there and they smoke me. Why is that? Their cardiovascular ability is better than mine. They're a better runner than I am. I'm not the greatest runner in the world. I'm not smooth, kind of bang on things. Like, that's just the way it is. You can't eyeball health, okay? Just because someone's a little heavier doesn't mean they're less healthy. Just because someone's leaner does not mean they're healthy. Lots of bodybuilders have died in the last year. We can be pretty clear that bodybuilders look like they're healthy, but that does not mean they are healthy. It's a very important distinction to make. Just because it looks a certain way doesn't mean it's a certain way. It just is what it is. Just because I shave my head does not make me a skinhead. Okay? Now, some people would say, oh, well, you're obviously a skinhead. No, I'm obviously not a skinhead. That's not something I believe in. But just because I shave my head and I look a certain way does not make something a certain thing. That's life, guys. You know what? And if somebody's having a hard time understanding that, I'm sorry for you, but it is what it is. So when you eat very fatty foods and you eat a lot of protein with a lot of fat, which is what keto is and what Atkins was, and I always like to say that I like keto the first time around when it was called Atkins. I mean, it's just being rehashed, right? That's all it is. It's just rehashed stuff. You're going to probably have some problems. Stop eating crappy food. Look, we all know what good food is, right? We all know what healthy food is. Some people may disagree on some things if you're vegan or vegetarian and compared to being an omnivore, but it doesn't change the fact that we know you eat fruits and vegetables, you eat lean cuts of protein, things like that is going to be better for you. We know this. It's not rocket science. Okay? It is not rocket science. But people try to make it rocket science because they want to sell you something. And what they're trying to sell you is a diet plan. I'm sorry, it's a diet plan. Keto can work. Yes, you can lose weight, but there's problems with it. It is not the cure-all. It does not mean you can eat every single thing you want in the keto playbook, right? That's what I'm talking about, the keto playbook. You can't eat every single thing in the keto playbook. You can't eat 4,000 calories a day and lose weight. You're not going to do it unless you're 500 pounds. That's the science, unfortunately. That's just the science. And if you don't like it, it doesn't change the science. Nowadays, a lot of people like to go, well, I don't agree with that, so therefore it's not real. No, it's still real. The sun still rises and it still sets. The sky is blue when there aren't any clouds. That's just the way it is. To say, well, I don't believe it, doesn't change the facts. So when you want to go keto, yes, you can go keto. Yes, you can lose weight on keto. But it doesn't mean you can eat whatever you want. So Healthy Girl 123, which is the name of the lady who commented, Healthy Girl 123, as much as I would love to tell you, eat whatever the hell you want in that keto thing, calories don't matter, it's not really true. Unfortunately, it just isn't. I'm sorry. If it could be true, I could make a diet plan and make a killing on money. I would make a killing. I would be a rock star rich. But it's not true. Okay? And keto can cause a bunch of other problems, so you can't always do it because it's not really sustainable. That's why nobody sticks with keto long term. I mean, if you can stick with keto long term, good on you. But having tried it, it is hard. It is really hard to stick with it long term. I'm not necessarily against keto, but I do think there's some health considerations we have to take into account when we're talking about keto. And it's not a be all end all. You can eat as many calories as you want. Don't believe that if somebody tells you, they're lying to you. In the end of the day, it comes down to calories in versus calories out. The amount of calories you take in versus the amount of calories you expend in a day. That's how weight loss and weight gain and weight being the same. I don't know what the word would be for that. That's how it works. That's just how it works. So don't fool yourself. There is no magic pill diet plan. It is about calories you take in versus calories you are expending in a day and exercise, period. You have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, Healthy Girl 123. If you disagree, write it up down below. I'd love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. And don't fight the awesome.